Now more than ever, your everyday carry pistol isn't just a fashion statement. It's a tool you might have to trust with your life. In 2025, the EDC market is flooded with micro compacts, striker-fired upgrades, and red dot ready platforms. Concealed carry laws are changing fast. Permit numbers are skyrocketing, and more folks are realizing their old Gen 3 Glock just doesn't cut it anymore. We've seen a huge push toward modularity, guns that adapt to you, not the other way around. That means optics-ready slides are now standard, ambi controls are expected, and capacity. If your carry piece isn't rocking at least 12+1, you're behind. Combine that with sky-high ammo prices and an economy that's not exactly friendly to range rats, and it's clear, people want EDC guns that are affordable, shootable, and dependable. This list isn't about hype, it's about function, performance, and confidence. I've pulled from hands-on testing, user reports, and the stuff real folks are strapping on every day. Let's dive in. The Springfield Armory Echelon 4.0C is the dark horse of this year's EDC lineup. And let me tell you, this thing punches way above its weight. When I first picked it up, I didn't expect much more than a fancier XD. What I got was a total rethinking of what a carry pistol can be. This ain't just a warmed-over duty gun. It's built for modern-day concealed carry with serious adaptability baked in. First up, let's talk about that variable interface system. This is Springfield's slick optic mounting setup that lets you install almost any major red dot directly onto the slide. No plates, no guesswork. It sits lower than most optics cuts and maintains 0 like a champ. Combine that with a 4-inch barrel and 17+1 capacity, and you've got yourself a full-on duty pistol trimmed down just enough for EDC comfort. The ambidextrous controls aren't an afterthought either. Slide stop and mag release on both sides actually feel natural, not clunky. And the grip texture? It's like Springfield took notes from shooters who run guns all day. It's aggressive without being cheese grater painful. At around $630 to $700, the Echelon is sitting in that sweet mid-tier price range, but it shoots like a high-end gun. It's not the flashiest name in the game, but it's rugged, reliable, and ready to flex into just about any role you throw at it. Definitely not one to sleep on. At number 9 is a pistol that needs no introduction, unless you've been living under a rock or carrying nothing but revolvers since 1992. The Heckler Koch VP9 A1 is the latest evolution of Heckler Koch's flagship striker-fired platform. And whether you're rocking the full-size or the compact K version, you're getting a carry pistol built like a Mercedes and tuned like a race gun. Heckler Koch has always been about build quality, and the A1 series takes it even further. The trigger is cleaner with a noticeably shorter reset. The optic-ready slide fits modern footprints without extra adapters, and those added forward slide serrations aren't just for looks. They're functional, especially with gloves or sweaty hands. The legendary modular grip panels are still here, letting you adjust the side panels and backstrap to match your mitts. It's like the gun molds itself to you. Capacity-wise, the VP9 A1 Compact K holds 15+1, while the full-size A1F packs 17+1, with extended mags available. You get full ambi controls, mag release and slide stop on both sides that actually work, which is rare. The recoil impulse is buttery smooth, especially in the full size. I've dumped 400+ rounds in a single session without so much as a hiccup or sore palm. This isn't your budget blaster. Expect to spend between $850 and $1,300, depending on model and options. But what you're buying is trust. Heckler Koch didn't just slap some upgrades on the VP9. They refined it into something carry-ready, competition-capable, and battlefield-tough. Whether you're a compact carrier or you want full-size shootability in your IWB rig, the VP9 A1 lineup covers all the bases. If you're looking to trust your life to German engineering, this is the ticket. This one's for the folks who want their EDC gun to feel like it came straight out of a custom shop. The Smith & Wesson M&P9. Metal HD Spec Series 5 isn't your typical polymer striker fire. It's a rugged, all-metal workhorse with the soul of a race gun. And yeah, it hits different. Smith & Wesson built this beast on a T6 aluminum alloy frame, ditching the polymer for a rock-solid platform that eats recoil like it's breakfast. With a 4.25-inch barrel and a hefty 37-ounce unloaded weight, it offers serious control and follow-up speed. You're not just pointing and shooting, you're placing shots like you've got a laser for a finger. Every surface on this pistol feels deliberate. Forward and rear slide serrations are deep and functional. The flat-face trigger has a crisp break and short reset, way more refined than older M&P models. The PVD finish not only looks mean, but handles holster wear like a champ. And of course, it's optic ready, because any serious EDC pistol in 2025 better be. Now, this isn't your minimalist micro compact. It's chunky. You'll feel it on the hip, especially if you carry appendix. But that weight brings an undeniable confidence, especially in defensive shooting scenarios where speed and stability matter. Expect to shell out $899 to $1,000, and honestly, it's worth every cent if you're after metal frame precision in a carryable package. Whether you're running drills at the range or navigating a bad night in a parking garage, this thing runs clean, flat, and fast. If you want your EDC pistol to shoot like it's ready for a match, the Metal HD Series 5 should be on your shortlist. The Walther PDP F-Series is one of those pistols that sneaks up on you. At first glance, you might think it's a ladies-only gun. Let me stop you right there. This thing was built for anyone who wants top-tier ergonomics, ridiculously easy manipulation, and one of the best out-of-the-box triggers in the striker-fired world. Designed with input from female shooters, but absolutely not limited to them, the F-Series features a shortened trigger reach, a lighter slide racking force, and slimmed-down ergonomics that make it ideal for smaller hands. But here's the kicker. It doesn't compromise on performance. You're still getting Walther's performance duty trigger, which might just ruin every other striker gun for you. It's that good. The slide has deep super-terrain serrations, giving you confident grip during press checks or slide work. Pair that with the optics ready cut, and this gun is already set up to run with a red dot. Barrel length clocks in at 3.5 or 4 inches depending on variant, and it carries 15+1, plenty of firepower for a compact carry setup. Where this pistol really shines is in its shootability. The combination of grip angle, low-bore axis, and stellar trigger means follow-up shots are fast, smooth, and shockingly accurate. Whether you're new to concealed carry or a veteran looking to downsize without downgrading, the PDP F-Series makes an incredibly strong case. Price-wise, you're looking around $650 to $700, which is a steal for this level of refinement. Walther isn't always the loudest name in the room, but in 2025, this F-Series model speaks volumes, especially when you start pulling the trigger. The FN Reflex doesn't make a lot of noise, but that's kind of the point. It's low profile, sleek, and quietly one of the best micro compacts to hit the EDC scene in recent years. FN didn't rush this one. They studied the market, learned from competitors, and then dropped a pistol that checks all the right boxes without trying to reinvent the wheel. Chambered in 9mm with a 3.3-inch barrel, the Reflex comes in at just over 18 ounces unloaded, making it one of the lightest picks on this list. But don't let the size fool you. This thing is no pocket pea shooter. It carries 11+1 with the flush mag and 15+1 with the extended mag, putting it right up there with the big boys in the micro compact league. What really sets it apart is the internal hammer-fired system. That's right. While most of the competition is going striker, the Reflex keeps things snappy with a short, crisp, consistent trigger pull that feels more deliberate than your typical striker-fired squeeze. Add in FN's legendary build quality, and you've got a gun that feels tighter, smoother, and more refined than most of its peers. It's optics ready, features excellent iron sights right out of the box, and has a great grip texture that balances comfort and control. Whether you're drawing from concealment or getting off quick follow-ups, the Reflex performs way beyond its size class. Price? Around $550 to $620, which is pretty reasonable for something with FN's name on it, and way less than you'd expect once you get it in your hands. It's not flashy, but it's deadly practical. If you want a micro compact that carries easy and shoots like something much bigger, the FN Reflex deserves your attention. When Heckler Koch drops a new carry gun, you stop what you're doing and pay attention. The Heckler Koch CC9 is their long-awaited entry into the micro compact arena, and let me tell you, it was worth the wait. This isn't just another VP9 chopped down to size. It's a purpose-built, optics-ready EDC pistol with all the brains and brawn of Heckler Koch's duty guns, packed into a sleeker, smarter frame. Right out of the gate, the CC9 hits that sweet spot, about 6 inches in overall length, less than 1 inch wide, and tipping the scales at around 18.4 ounces. Capacity? You're looking at 10 plus 1, 12 plus 1, or 15 plus 1, depending on which mag you run. And yes, it's red dot ready out of the box. Heckler Koch's modular optics system is clean, secure, and low-sitting enough for a fast sight picture. Now, the trigger is classic Heckler Koch, solid wall, smooth break, and predictable reset. It's not flashy, but it's exactly what you want when things go loud. The ambidextrous controls are fully functional, not just token add-ons. Whether you're a lefty or you like training weak hand drills, everything's accessible and natural. What surprised me most was the recoil control. This thing shoots soft. Even with snappier 124 grain NATO rounds, the slide returns to zero quick, and the grip lets you lock in like you're holding something twice its size. Heckler Koch didn't cut corners. They built a tank you can actually conceal. At around 680, it undercuts other high-end micros and gives you legit duty-grade performance in a daily carry form factor. If you've been waiting for Heckler Koch to finally join the EDC party, the CC9 just showed up with a 6-pack and a black tie. The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is what happens when a company actually listens to everyday carriers. This pistol isn't trying to be the flashiest or the most tactical. It's designed to be usable for the widest range of people. And it delivers. Think of it as the Swiss Army knife of EDC guns. Simple, reliable, and surprisingly versatile. At first glance, it looks like your standard slimline 9mm. But under the hood, there's some smart engineering at work. It uses an internal hammer-fired system, not striker-fired, which gives you a crisp, predictable trigger pull every single time. That's paired with Smith's EZ Rack Slide, a feature that's a game-changer for folks with reduced hand strength or anyone tired of fighting heavy recoil springs. The Equalizer ships with 3 magazines, 10, 13, and 15 rounds. That's right. You're getting full-size capacity options in a gun that's just 6.75 inches long and weighs a hair over 22 ounces. It's optics-ready, features a Picatinny rail for lights or lasers, and has solid 3-dot white sights if you're sticking to irons. The grip texture is mild but effective, and the overall ergonomics strike a great balance between concealability and shootability. This isn't a gun that demands hours of adjustment or upgrades. It's ready to roll out of the box. Price-wise, it sits around $450 to $530, which makes it one of the most affordable options on this list. But don't let the price tag fool you. This is a real tool, not a budget compromise. If you're looking for a carry pistol that's easy to use, easy to shoot, and easy to trust, the Equalizer more than lives up to its name. If the micro-compact craze had a poster child with a real backbone, it'd be the Springfield Hellcat Pro. This pistol took the original Hellcat, which was already turning heads, and stretched it just enough to give you full-size performance in a concealable footprint. It's like someone hit the gym with a subcompact and came out shredded, but still fitting into skinny jeans. Let's talk numbers. You're getting a 15+1 capacity in a gun that's just 6.6 inches long and about 21 ounces unloaded. That's Glock 19 level firepower in a slimmer, easier to carry package. Add the optics ready slide, accessory rail, and solid U-dot sight system, and the Hellcat Pro is ready to rock with your favorite red dot and weapon light, straight out of the box. The trigger? It's decent, not amazing, but clean enough for defensive work. Where this gun really shines is in its recoil control and ergonomics. The grip texture is aggressive, but not obnoxious, and the contour locks into your hand better than most guns its size. It's snappy, yes, but very manageable, even for newer shooters. What really wins people over is its balance. It feels like Springfield figured out exactly where to trim the fat and where to leave the muscle. Whether you're appendix carrying all day or hitting the range for weekend drills, this gun just works. Reliable, compact, capable. The Hellcat Pro runs around $600 to $650, depending on the trim and whether you're grabbing it with or without an optic. And for that price, you're getting one of the most practical, purpose-built EDC guns on the market today. If you want big performance without the bulk, this one checks every box. If the P365 changed the game, the P365X Macro Tacops basically wrote a whole new rulebook. SIG took their wildly successful P365 platform, stretched it, refined it, and then jammed every feature you'd ever want into one sleek, optics-ready package. It's not just a micro compact anymore. It's a full-blown EDC powerhouse. Let's start with capacity. 17 plus 1 rounds of 9mm in a pistol that's only 6.6 inches long and just over 1 inch wide. That's insane. You're getting duty-sized firepower in a gun that disappears under a t-shirt. And with the Macro's built-in compensator, recoil is noticeably reduced, even with hotter loads. It shoots like a much bigger gun, which means faster follow-ups and tighter groups under pressure. The Tacops version steps it up even further. 4 magazines included, a flat-face trigger that feels great under stress, and a slightly extended magwell for lightning-fast reloads. And yeah, it's optics-ready with a direct mount system that plays nice with popular red dots like the Romeo Zero and Holosun 407K. Ergonomics are excellent. The grip module is longer and more comfortable than the original P365, and the full-length accessory rail means you can actually mount a real weapon light, not some puny micro thing. Price-wise, the P365X Macro Tacops lands around $799 to $899, depending on configuration. Not cheap, but this thing is loaded. It's one of the few pistols that genuinely feels like it solves problems, not creates them. If you want an EDC gun that checks all the modern boxes, optics, capacity, control, and comfort, without sacrificing concealability, the Macro Tacops is it. This gun is pure carry perfection. Love it or roll your eyes at it. The Glock 48 MOS remains the undefeated champ of practical everyday carry in 2025. And look, I get it. Glocks aren't sexy, they're not flashy, but when the stakes are high and reliability matters more than flair, the G48 MOS shows up like your most boring, dependable friend, who also happens to be a black belt. This slimline 9mm takes the familiar Glock DNA, 5.04-inch height, 1.1-inch width, 18.5 ounces unloaded, and adds all the modern must-haves. It's optics-ready, accepts Glock's slim MOS red dot footprint, and pairs perfectly with Shield Arm's 15-round mags, giving you Glock 19-level capacity in a thinner, more concealable package. That alone is reason enough to keep this pistol at the top. But the magic of the G48 MOS is in its balance. It's just big enough to shoot comfortably, just slim enough to conceal easily, and just rugged enough to handle abuse. Whether you're throwing it in an AIWB holster for 12-hour shifts or running drills on a dusty range, it's going to run. No drama, no surprises, just that signature Glock click-bang-repeat performance. The trigger? Typical Glock. Not great, not terrible, but it's consistent. And with the aftermarket world being what it is, you can turn this gun into anything you want. New barrel, new trigger, new sights, go nuts. Price-wise, you're looking at $550 to $600 for the MOS version. That's a small price for peace of mind. There's a reason you see this thing everywhere, from law enforcement backup rigs to civilian appendix carry. The Glock 48 MOS doesn't try to win you over with frills. It just flat out works. And that's why it's still number one. So there you have it, 10 EDC pistols that absolutely run the game in 2025. Whether you're chasing capacity, shootability, red dot readiness, or just want something that won't choke when it counts, there's something on this list with your name on it. From legacy brands to modern modular monsters, these guns all bring serious heat to the table. Still carrying a dinosaur? Might be time to upgrade. Your belt, your confidence, and your life will thank you. What's your top pick for EDC this year? Drop it in the comments and let the debate begin. Like, sub, and share. If you got value, let's keep this squad growing. Stay sharp, stay safe. Until next time, lock and load.